Veganism is a huge cultural and dietary movement. In the modern days, it has expanded due to the awareness of animal cruelty in the food industry. Vegan diets are rich in carbohydrates, vitamin C and E, and dietary fibers, but is really low on protein, saturated fat, vitamin B12, and zinc. These diets have both good effects and bad effects, but we will explain it later. But now we need to explain what is veganism. Veganism is stemming from using animal products, especially in diet, and vegans are the individuals who abstain from eating meat, poultry, or fish. Now let's talk about growth and development. The American Dietetic Association and the Dietitians of Canada studied the cases of 390 vegans and show of no significant results in the height of men and women, even those who were vegan and those who were vegan in their late 20s. So there's no reason to say that vegans can grow more than non-vegans. The British Medical Journal made a study on more than 40,000 persons with no history of heart diseases, strokes, or angina to see which type of population was less propense to these diseases. They divided in groups of meat eaters, fish eaters, and vegans. After 18 years of study, they found that vegans are 10 times less susceptible to heart diseases, but they are 3 times more susceptible to strokes and hemorrhages. This is because vegan diets are low in cholesterol and saturated fats, which are related to heart diseases, but they are also low on vitamin B12, an obligatory vitamin for healthy blood and nervous systems. Some studies have found that there is no difference between vegans and non-vegans in the mortality rate from lung, colon, and prostate cancer. But also, data shows that people who reduce their consumption of red meat has less probability of developing cancer. This is due to, as we said before, the association of red meat with different diseases, like also cardiovascular diseases and type 2 diabetes mellitus, where people aged 50 to 71 have 42% more risk of developing these diseases. Also, data shows that women who are vegan has less probability of developing breast cancer. The EPIC Oxford study shows that vegans usually have low quantities of vitamin D, iron, and B12. The deficiency of vitamin D could lead to serious problems like cancer, and if a vegan lives in a northern region where solar exposure is less, it could evolve to more serious problems like CVD. They can only get it through fortified foods like soy milk. And iron deficiency could lead to anemia, which can evolve to megaloblastic anemia if not treated correctly. Vegans can get iron through soy protein. Also, B12 is a problem because it gives a lot of proteins, and vegans can only get B12 through transfusions or specialized food. And maybe you don't want B12 after all the problems it may develop, but trust me, B12 is also important. So our final conclusions about if it affects your health or no, well, it is a yes and a no. It may damage your body if you do not take the nutrients your body needs. So if you decide to go vegan, please see a nutritionist.